Do you remember the last 4 years in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, how this community was constantly talking about and wondering why our Relic 7, Relic 8, and Relic 9 characters were so undertuned and not doing enough work, and how I didn't go into Grand Arena the other day against a Relic 9 Darkseid Ray and Relic 9 Ezra Exile and had more trouble with those guys than I normally do? Remember how it's been like constant, the refrain of why aren't my Relic 9 characters doing more damage to Relic 5 characters? Do you remember that? Yeah, me neither. Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, and as we continue to absorb together the changes that are coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes in the near future with the Relic Deltas, a couple things should be said here before we get going. I'm going to tell you guys that you're 100% everything you said is being heard from Capital Games, and they're making adjustments already. We're going through another round of testing right now. There are specific changes being made that are reflecting on the direct feedback. I don't know that I can share those yet. We got some details, but it just kind of came out a little while ago, so I'm going to hold off on details, and I'm sure you'll get some details from some more detail-oriented guys who might have maybe spreadsheets and stuff for you. I don't do spreadsheets. Never touched a spreadsheet. It's never been on my screen. I don't do a spreadsheet every time I do I don't do spreadsheets every time I do roster reviews, and it doesn't happen. I don't do no spreadsheets here, no spreadsheets. Anyway, you're gonna hear more about that in the coming days and weeks, really, as we continue to fine-tune and be involved in the testing for Relic Deltas. Now, with all of that said, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to understand why. Why are we doing this? Why is this happening? What is going on? I think I might have an inkling. I think I do have a vague idea and a broad idea. I'm guessing at a specific idea. I don't remember the last time I guessed right about anything, except I did think Newt Gunray was going to be part of the Lord Vader farm. It's nailed it. It's just 2021. Speaking of 2021, that's what's kind of got me thinking about this, this Relic Delta and what's going on here, because in 2021, before Jedi Master Kenobi and Lord Vader were released to the game, we had the great nerf of 2021, where characters like Darth Vader, General Skywalker, Wat Tambor, and Thrawn all received nerfs, and we did not understand at the time. It was like, what are you doing, man? We love these characters. We love how they're interacting with the game. We love taking Darth Vader and just doing massive amounts of damage. We loved using Wat Tambor at the time. If you weren't around, you don't know this, and this is the one I've got off the top of my head. There are other adjustments, but the one off the top of my head is, where is it? This Wat Tambor, his tech that was the weapon mod was gain 15% turn meter at the start of each enemy's turn, and then there was also a big offense stack on this. I don't remember the exact offense stack, but big offense stack on that they took out of the game. Now, it turned out the reason for all these nerfs was because the interactions with Jedi Master Kenobi and Lord Vader were going to be completely overpowered, and did someone say completely overpowered? Anyway, they were going to be completely overpowered, and those characters would have been just out of control in the game. I mean, with Darth Vader, with all the bonus damage he was going to be getting and the extra damage he was getting, gas the same way under the Jedi Master Kenobi lead. It was just going to be too much. It would have made Lord Vader and Jedi Master Kenobi completely untenable as even moderately balanced characters in the game. So there was a reason at the time for this seemingly out of the blue nerf that we all saw. And so that leads me to this, what if there is a reason for this? Because when I look at this, okay, the reason we've been given by Capital Games is that they believe that they haven't, I don't think this is exact words, but they believe that the relics at Relic 7, 8, 9, especially 8 and 9, whatever, are undertuned. And that's not an exact word, but that's pretty much what was said. I'm gonna get in trouble now. Hey, meathead. So, but basically, these were not, they needed to provide more bang for the buck, right? At Relic 7, especially 8, especially 9, more bang for the buck for what they're doing there. Well, that's not really a reason. That's just what we're doing, right? That's just what we're doing. We're giving these more bang for the buck. You can't say that the reason to give these more bang for their buck is because they didn't have enough bang for the buck. Why is this called a stone? Well, because some guy named it a stone. You know, that's not a reason. You know, that's just, and that's, I don't know, I gave a bad example, but that's not the reason why. Now, I'm kind of going through the reason why, and some people have pointed to this. Let me get this pulled up here. This is the update. This is the wrong button. This is the update from 3 months ago. It's like 2 months and 2 days ago, where they made all the Relic changes, where now Relic 3 characters could be at 5 stars, Relic 4 and 6 stars, Relic 5 and 7 stars. And then they pointed to Meathead's final statement here. We're excited to deliver this to you all and cannot wait to hear your feedback, as this is the foundation for our next large update coming later this year. Some are speculating that this is that large update, and while we deal with this new update, much like Cracker Barrel dealt with removing the old man from their logo, that's exactly what's happening here. We've watched EA stock plummet while we've been objecting to this. I don't know how this would tie in to Relic Delta. And let me explain what I mean by that. I got my drinks away here. So if you look at Relic Delta, Relic 3 at 5 stars, Relic 4 at 6 stars, Relic 5 at 7 stars. Well, those Relic levels still are not really being tuned. In fact, they're being tuned down against higher Relic levels. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because you still have to go 7 stars to get them above those. So that's not quite jiving for me as what this update is tied to and all about. So I just feel like there's more big stuff coming in the game as we move forward. I mean, Lightspeed tokens, of course. Yeah, I don't think anything in this update really ties into into the Relic Delta. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, I will say this, it's cheaper, now it is cheaper to go to 7 stars. It's cheaper to get your ships upgraded. I still don't think that ties into Relic Delta either, because that doesn't make, Relic materials more available. So I don't think this update is the place to look for clues as to what is going on with Relic Delta. I think I've said everything. Yeah, I've got it all written down there. Yeah, right. Okay. Here's kind of what I think, and I said this on stream a couple of times. I think that, we've talked about Relic 10 in this game for about 3 years, right? I mean, Relic 9 came out 4 years ago, which is amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And we haven't had Relic 10 yet. 4 years, 40% of the time frame of this game, we have had Relic 9. It seems crazy, but it's true. And no Relic 10 yet. And I think there's a few reasons for that. One reason, the main reason I think, is I don't think that there's been a significant investment in Relic 9 characters within the community. I know that at the very top of the game, the rosters are littered with Relic 9, right? On my roster, and my roster, by the way, is very similar to a lot of your rosters. My Relic 9s are limited to my Galactic Legends and my Relic 8s as well. And then other characters that are required for certain farms. For instance, Gas at Relic 9 is required for Pirate King Hondo Naka. Darth Revan at Relic 9 is required for Leviathan. Jar Jar Binks is a character I took to Relic 9 for fun. I did it for fun. I don't regret it. Commander Ahsoka, Relic 9, required for Galactic Legend Ahsoka. Darth Malak, Leviathan, Admiratus, the Profanity. Darth Bane, Relic 8, that was for my pleasure as well. But outside of those couple, Bosk at Relic 8 for Pirate King Hondo Naka. General Kenobi at Relic 9 for Pirate King Hondo Naka. I did take Boosh Leia to Relic 8. And Kersantin to Relic 8 to help just supplement my Jabba against that Wampacron, basically, recently. So, outside of a few characters, all of my Relic 8 and Relic 9 characters are there just because they're required for farming. Outside my Galactic Legends and a few characters, I should say. So I think that when I look at a lot of rosters, I look at a lot of rosters. When I look at your rosters and I see them, it seems to me that this is pretty common. It's a pretty common theme across the board for Galaxy Heroes that Relic 7 is still kind of considered a more than satisfactory Relic level for your characters. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when we look at characters, we look at let's take like the Poncho Bros and the Pretty Pals, for instance. I'm always on here saying get them to Relic 7 because that tier of the Assault Battle is really worth it, but we don't say take them to Relic 9 very often because that's just so expensive. And it's the amount of materials you have to invest to go to Relic 9 and the amount of effort you have to put in and perhaps the amount of money is really prohibitive. And it's still prohibitive 4 years later in the game. So, with all that said, I do think they want to launch Relic 10. I think that somebody in a suit somewhere in a nice office with padded walls is sitting there and they've decided, and I won't get into other stuff that got in trouble last time, but you know, has decided we got to get this to Relic 10. And I think that's actually we haven't had a power increase in this game outside of, you know, we've got Datacrons, we got, you know, some Omicrons, you know, we got that stuff, right? But we haven't seen, you know, that power increase in the game for 4 years. So honestly, I would agree that we're way overdue. We're way overdue. But in order for them to get to Relic 10, we've got to see an investment across the community in Relics 8 and 9. We got to see that people aren't satisfied with stopping their farms at Relic 7 or Relic 5. I got Queen Amidala, Relic 5. Dark Treya, Relic 5. They're working for me. They work for me. They work fine for me. You know, I use them in game modes. I get boss. I got all my Gungans at Relic 5 except for Jar Jar, who you saw earlier. Darth Malgus is Relic 5. So these characters are working for me at these lower Relic levels. And if a company's looking at launching Relic 10 when Relic 9 isn't all that available right now and not all that invested in, well, they're appealing to just the Krakens and just the whales, just the top, you know, 1,000 players in the game. Maybe less than that, but just the top 1% of the game. And to really have success in a game with a new power investment, it's really got to be across the board. We got to have it. We got to have free-to-play players. You got to have light spenders. You got to have everybody investing in this. So when I look at this, and I have, by the way, zero inside information. I have not. Nobody's said a word to me about anything. But when I look at this Relic Delta upgrade that we're currently, again, testing, and our complaints are being responded to directly. I'm telling you that right now. Complaints are being responded to directly. The sky is not falling. You're playing a game. Yeah, we can object to stuff in the game. Nobody's launching bombs at our heads every day, and most of us are not wanting for food. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Right? We're playing a game, and our complaints are being heard and responded to almost immediately. So it is happening. It is happening. All right? What was I saying? So I think that in order for them to get to Relic 10, they want to see more engagement with Relic 8 and 9 across the board, across the spectrum of the game. 4 years, guys. 4 years Relic 9. And the masses in this game are not investing in anything above Relic 7, generally speaking. So I think this is part one of that, where they do want to see the Relic levels produce more. I don't think we're going to end up at 95% and 75%. That's not where we're going to end up. I could be wrong. I just don't see that's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. I do think we're going to get Relic. I think we're going to get Relic Deltas. They're going to increase. They're going to provide some sort of boost to Relic, everything Relic 5 and up, or Relic 6 and up, however you want to look at it, in the game. I would also anticipate, again, no inside information, but if what I'm saying has any credence at all, I would anticipate that Relic 8, Relic materials in general will become more available in the game. They're not going to become like, you know, popcorn or anything, where you can just, you know, just pop it up, pick it out, take a bite. Popcorn's a bad, they're not going to become like, you know, sands on the beach, right? It's not going to be everywhere, everything all at once. But I do think we will probably start to see relics be more readily available once this update happens. And then at some point, we'll get Relic 10. And Relic 10 will provide probably an even like an amplified boost above Relic 9, which will probably be worth it. And I've been saying it would have made more sense to me to launch Relic 10 because it actually fits in. This is a farming game with goals where you try to increase the power of your characters. If you give me Relic 10, it gives me, whether it's expensive or it's a huge time investment or whatever it is, it's a huge grind, a sink of my life to get the Relic 10. At least I know it's there and it's a goal I can shoot for. Whereas this update, Relic Delta, just updates the existing rosters. And honestly, Deegan pointed this out, and I said this a few times. This has already been the biggest characters, the biggest players in the game already have all the Relic 9s done. It's the rest of us that really need the Relic 9s. So I think that this will be step one to push it forward a little bit, get people to invest more in those higher Relic levels. Step 2 would be Relic 10 down the road somewhere. Well, step 2 would be more available Relic materials, and step 3 would be Relic 10 down the road. Again, guys, I don't have any inside information. Relic 10 we're overdue. We're overdue. I know that some of you guys don't want to see any updates to anything at all. Well, then you need to go live in a cave. And by the way, if you go live in that cave, you're gonna have to go dig a hole where you can defecate. You're gonna have to go get some water. You have to boil all your water. Good luck with the bears. And if you really want to go back in time and have nothing change, perhaps you just go out there with a stick and a rock. I don't even know if you've got flint available at this point to start a fire. I don't know what you got available. Guys, things are always advancing, always improving. The game is always changing. If the game isn't changing, then what are we even doing here? Why are we playing this game or any other game? So that's what I think is going to happen. I could be completely off. Maybe I'm way, and maybe even the execs over there will hear this and say, well, now we're not going to do it because Nooch, we got to make Nooch wrong again. It just seems like there's got to be a larger purpose to this than an out of the blue update that nobody asked for. Right? I don't know. Let me know if I'm way out base. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hey, have a great day. I will talk to everybody very soon. And always remember, Nooch too good.